Anyone who's married will have a very valuable opinion on this one. So, you know the famous actor Kevin Costner?
Huh?
He's going through a divorce right now with his wife.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and they've got I think their house, just the house alone, is like $145 million.
Damn.
Wow.
Something crazy. So they have kids and everything. In the prenuptial agreement, however, it does state that if they were to get a divorce, his wife would have to leave the house. She can't live there. She would have to find her own place to live. But it is also stated that he has to give her $1 million as a way to like start up looking for a place to live, alternatively. But she's refusing to go.
Why?
She wants more money, probably.
Yeah, but there's no way to get it because their prenuptial agreement was very set in stone and specific.
Wow.
But she's refusing to leave, saying that Kevin Costner is trying to force her into homelessness, even though he is giving her money.
But $1 million is not a lot if you live in a $100 million home and have massage from. Okay.
From Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
We don't know how they live.
Or yeah, if the prenup was written like, let's say in the 90s, where $1 million could buy everything, the $1 million maybe not be worth as much as it was back then.
Yeah. I can't live like these middle-class peasants with $1 million home.
That's what she's saying.
Basically, keep up the lifestyle.
Yeah, it is that. I'm sure
That is a big argument in like divorce cases, right? When it comes down to like child support and all that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like they do factor in like this was my lifestyle I had before and it must be maintained.
Right.
Which is kind of like a weird. Yeah.
I do think the contract is the contract, though.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you signed,
You should have updated it.
yeah. Like if you signed it, then that's what you're supposed to uphold.
Yeah, they could have like renegotiated it.
That's like a weird conversation, though.
renegotiate,
You'll be
yeah.
like, hey, can we like up this because...
And then get a divorce next week.
Yeah.
Because
like-
I heard that in California, like a lot of the times prenups get thrown out and then they
Really?
just, like, yeah, it's pretty...
Yeah, that's I've seen that a lot.
I heard that like even if you don't get married, but you are, what is it, cohabitating or whatever, if you just live together over 10 years, you're considered married by the state. So what sucks is you don't even get to file taxes and like benefit together and get all those things, but then if you do separate, it's on grounds of like you can be treated as if you were married. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's a little weird.
Because what if one was like making more than the other or whatever, and then like now you're entitled to half, and then like, but then you didn't benefit from the tax deductions and all that stuff? It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's hard because there are such clear distinctions within the prenup that are obviously not advantageous to her side, but she signed it.
Like he gets to keep the blue bike.
He gets to keep the wheels. She takes the seat. Yeah.
He has the Nintendo. She gets the Sega Genesis, but there's no games on it. There's no games.
The TiVo. She gets the Zune.
Is he the main breadwinner, and she was kind of like or is she like an actress?
Well, that's the thing. It's scaled. So, like, let's say a woman like her to like us would be like, wow, you know. But for him, a net worth of $250 million and growing, she's really like down there compared to him.
Almost like he elevated her status or whatever.
Yeah, it says here that he had funded, like when they were still married, he had funded her businesses, which both failed. So like, you know, and then that at the end when she was seeking a lawyer to help handle this whole debacle, she used his credit card, charged $96,000 for the expenses on that. So he's like, you're using my money to get more money from me.
Yeah.
And in the agreement, she's trying to say that like, oh, he's trying to kick me and my children out so that we're homeless. And he's like, no, honey.
Just you.
And yeah, it says distinctly, the kids are free to choose wherever they want to go at any time. They can go to your place. They can go to mine. They can go to
your
mine.
shitty $1 million place.
Yeah, right.
$1 million mansion.
Exactly. They can go to your palazzo estate. Yeah. It's like a thing where he's like not saying they have to leave. He's saying now they get a choice. Kevin Costner saying there's a problem. You have not made the other place for them to choose. That's the thing. And she's like saying, we have nowhere to go. He's like, you didn't get a place, honey. Yeah, it's one of those things where like she's sending out all these public statements about things that he's doing, and he just keeps putting the original contract out where it literally says that in the paper.
Are the kids older?
They're not older, but they are like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. They look like freaking models. Yeah.
Oh, he's got little ones. Damn, that kind of sucks.
You want kids like that, huh? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I get
Kevin Costner still are so messy.
Really good.
Yeah, so it's
For me, I'm like, aside from the money shit, like, damn, you just couldn't compromise or solve it, huh? With the little ones around.
Yeah.
And because sometimes I'm like, if y'all ain't fucking beating each other up and it's not crazy where everyone's drunk all day and it's like really fucking bad, because some people just need to get away from each other.
Yeah.
But if it's like, dude, you're already this invested, you got kids, and it's because you're just not working out, and it's like, I'm like, what's the real reason?
all right.
You think she's very reasonable, this lady?
I have no idea. But I would like to believe as a man that she crazy. But then I also believe, like, this is my stereotype about hella rich people is like they don't like discomfort, and if they could pay for it, they'll just deal with it. And then I'm like, it could be at this point where, you know, they're just like, fuck, this is inconvenience.
So she's the one filing for divorce.
Oh, so it's not him.
Okay.
It's not him.
She is probably just crazy there.
But she's also the one that Kevin Costner's lawyers are stating that is not answering whenever they're like, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? You know, she's just not responding. So they're like, how can we move this forward? Because they're supposed to give her $1 million plus $200,000 in the first year to like help with things, pay for insurance, pay for like things like that.
Do you feel
If she was caught, or like if he was caught cheating, right? Doesn't that void the marriage?
It may,
agreement?
but in this filing, I think it's just irreconcilable differences. I don't think it's a.
No, but then like I'm saying, if like you wrote a prenup,
In normal
and then you had a
circumstances.
that means that the marriage was
overrides the
actually
prenup.
No, like you violated the marriage.
Because you violated the contract.
Right.
No longer
I've
is valid.
seen that happen. I don't know if that would.
Because so that's one of the things is that if she was filing for divorce because he violated the marriage contract, then the prenup would be void.
But in this case, it's not.
So it's just a preference. She's like, I don't love you anymore.
Yeah, if you file under irreconcilable differences, there's no blame on either side.
I feel like those are so stupid.
Yeah, this is the most common though.
Because they're like, it's such a selfish thing if you have children to do. It's just, mommy and daddy just don't get along anymore. It's like, are you screaming and fucking throwing plates at each other? No, then be an adult and figure it out.
work it out?
The idea of like, I think that's funny to look at these problems in scale. It's like somebody's giving you $1 million to go get a place for you and your kids.
Okay, I'll take it. Let's go.
So people like us, we can think of so many ways.
Yeah.
But like for them, is that the equivalent of sending us away with like I don't know, $800
Probably.
by scale? Because
By scale, like let's say an average home would be 1.4 million, right? For like a upper middle class or.
for them to stay in a neighborhood that's
So then
familiar to them.
That's like giving her 140 grand. That's the equivalent because their home is like 140 million,
145 mil.
and then so they're giving them $1 million.
Plus, I know that when you have that divorce, it's like lawful to try to keep the kids within the community that they are used to, right? So you can't just make them live in mid city.
Actually, it's like giving them 10 grand, not 100 grand.
10 grand. I was
Yeah, it's like
like,
10, yeah.
I was like 100.
10 grand.
Different. This doesn't feel
My
right.
math.
How fast do you think they blow through money with the lifestyle that the kids are used to? It must be pretty quick, right?
Yeah, but you just make fucking Kevin Costner pay for it all, you know? Easy fucking thing.
Well, the money's for
He's probably
her.
gonna do anyway, right?
The money's for her, right? And who knows how much she has, like from her own whatever. But that $1 million's supposed to be her move money.
What do you?
And then Kevin Costner never said he's cutting out the kids. They can choose where to live, but that's separate.
Yeah, it's
So
separate.
I think she can't really have grounds of like, well, the kids need money
How do you
for
feel
child
about
support.
her? That little detail about her having 2 failed businesses that he
He funded.
What do you? Does that?
It's not a great look.
I mean, also, don't most like first businesses fail?
Yeah. Depends on what it is,
I mean, for
right?
the most, I mean, but you're also like the resourcefulness of people like that and the money that they have. You would assume that they probably have, you know, people in positions to do jobs well enough to not fail.
And then have your husband endorse it.
Right, exactly.
Your house is worth $145 million.
Can't she just like
Insane, dude.
build her own little house on the same plot of land? I just live in that corner.
Dude, if your house is that expensive, you could have a back house, bro.
So
You have a fucking pool house.
his argument is that Kevin Costner right now is getting ready for, like, he's invested in this massive, like, I believe it's like a trilogy or like a movie deal or something, and he needs to not see her around because it's damaging to his mentality while he's focusing on this thing. Bodyguard 2, that's really fucking good.
But she's the one that filed
Bodyguard
for it. She's the one that filed for it, right?
So he's saying, like, for his own mental health, he would prefer that the prenup and everything go through so he can focus on his stuff, and she's not always around because she's not leaving. That's the problem. He's like, it states here, you gotta go.
Why is she having a tantrum?
Because I don't think her side of the litigation believes that the prenup should be applied, or they don't think it's a law.
So it's now she has to make moves to, because if she does leave, then it's all said and done. If she wants to extract more to what she thinks she's entitled to,
it might be her last stand.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be. That might be why.
What are the commenters saying?
I haven't seen any comments about it, but I could probably guess that, men and women will be pretty divided.
I don't think so. I think women are pretty clear cut on this.
Yeah, what do you think the women are gonna say?
They're Team Costner, dude.
Also, it should be noted that $145 million house, he bought it before they were married.
From the Bodyguard, yeah.
Damn, so it's his shit. He let her move in.
He let her move in, yes.
Yeah.
What's the most banger Kevin Costner movie?
Get her the fuck out of there, man. He earned all that shit. Which
The
one?
highest.
Dances with
Oh.
Wolves. That's a gangster, bro.
Dude, yeah, if he bought that shit and then she came into his life.
You believe in prenup? Prenuptial agreements?
I think if I were to defend her, it would be
It's like 145.
it would be at how she supported him during what phases of life, and like
What
'cause-
sacrifices she made to
to be with
the
him.
value for
Like if she was giving up something, like if you could clearly show that she had something going on,
But how do you?
and then she gave that up.
like, let's say like she had a job that would pay X amount per year, and she gave that up to do other things with him. She
Yeah.
could say, well, these period of time, let's say like 5 years of being with you before the divorce, I would have made X amount. She could maybe argue.
Dude, she was probably helping him out so much. She was probably doing the.
I'm sure she was.
She was doing the self tapes, dude. She was probably reading the other side.
He was all doing the bodyguard lines, and then he's like, no, honey, it's this.
It's a little pitchy, but he's carrying her through a crowd, kicking people.